She puts her hand on yours. Same.
And that's all we need to know. We can figure the rest out as we go.
Thank you, Lex. I've always admired your just straight talk about this.
I mean, I'm actually. It's unusual to think. I'm doing it more than more, but I'm thinking with the heart instead of the head. But this is, I think, the right combination of both. We don't want it to be too much of a distraction, but at the same time, we can motivate each other to win, and have something to look forward to, a potential normal life.
What's one of those?
I don't know. I've never had one. But it'd be nice to figure it out.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 108 of Campaign 2. It is 108, yes it is 108. My brain is all over the place today, so forgive me. We're going to get into this relatively quickly, because I think there's a lot of chaos going on behind the scenes, and it's probably best we show it to you. So previously on Malt and Magic, after reclaiming the Elemental Seal and establishing the new Planar Detective Agency HQ within a cliffside next to a waterfall in Union City, our party begin to prepare for the Shrouded Lord's looming apocalypse. Who knows what it is? So while Jewel negotiated new trade routes for munitions and Suri secured a massive 100,000 gold donation from the very pompous House Grendale, Lex delved into ancient archives seeking knowledge of a mysterious figure known only as the Closer. The group's brief respite, I say brief, it was brief in terms of airtime, but actually some hours and days had passed, but that was shattered by a failed scrying attempt on the traitor Callum, who mocked them from afar before severing the link, and not long after that, a shadow horror breached the Bastion's inner sanctum, followed by a pale elven assassin who warned that he is coming before falling to Jewel's blade quite dramatically. Finally, Lex then communed with the machine god deity figure Primus, learning that the Closer was once a bringer of merciful endings, supposedly. But even the Lord of Logic is now terrified as the variables of the world's equation no longer add up. What's next in store for our party? Well, who knows, but we're going to go find out. Content warnings, as usual, do apply. There will be a lot of adult language, even more adult humour. This is very much a mature stream. You have been warned. Full content warnings will be available when this goes to VOD and on podcasts. So with that being said, let's get into it. Let's roll.
Oh dear.
Hello.
Oh, good stuff. Hello. I was going to say, Steve, you might want to swing yourself back into frame there, but there we go. Yes,
Just want a
lots
really
of chaotic
low chair.
antics.
Steve isn't 4x10 in real life, everyone.
I am in frame. Just not on this camera. And swinging.
If you press the red button now, you can see cock cam.
So yeah, I put the content warnings out there. They were absolutely apt. I don't know what's going on today, folks, but we're all in a weird frame of mind. It's been a Monday. It's February.
You're welcome.
I think everybody's finally happy to be out of the January blues.
Yeah, because there was only
But-
371 days in January. Good lord.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Leap
Oh,
January.
very good. Let's run down our lineup and get into the chaos that inevitably is Campaign 2. So I am Matt. I am your Dungeon Master / Game Master for this evening and role-playing whoever the fuck these lot decide to interact with.
Hello, I am Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
Hello, I am Danny, and I'll be playing Lex Ordo, the UNT sorcerer. And although Matt said it's a mature stream, what he meant was we'll be very immature throughout the stream. Yeah, just to clarify. Mm-hmm. It's not highbrow.
It's not brow in any way. Hi, I'm Steve. I'm playing Suri, the elf druid fighter.
I long
Did we
for
just
the
fucking
day-
nail the lineup first time?
We did.
We did.
Come
We
on!
did.
So I long for
Do
the
the
day
dangly
when...
stars, Dave. We nailed it.
Oh yeah, when Steve gives his full name just to piss us off.
I mean, I've tried doing it twice on stream and fucked it up both times. So
You have no idea how much I practiced that before the first session.
just on repeat.
In the shower,
amazing
in the
stuff.
car.
Do we have any announcement? I think no. The only one is I finally finished going through the edits of the Morna Havari or the Black Veil's Guide to Morna Havari. So I am now just in sort of look and feel mode, whatever you want to call that, actually putting into something that looks pretty rather than a really shitty Word document. So yeah, that will be up on Patreon as soon as possible. I've got a few other things planned for Patreon as well, which I believe Steve and I were chatting about briefly yesterday. Because Campaign 1 seems a long time ago. And I've got the writing bug, so I think we're going to do like chapter snippets, narrative form, like proper story form of Campaign 1, as little Patreon releases every now and again. So we'll tell the story of Campaign 1 in
HP
story
Lovecraft
form.
mini-story type vibe.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
It's not
I
HP
think we'll do
Lovecraft.
that.
It's H.
We know what you meant.
Yeah, Lovecraft. Forget
It
the
is
initials.
HP.
Is it P?
HP, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
P.
It is HP
Yeah,
Lovecraft.
I doubt it myself.
The laptop
He makes
are named
brown
after
sauce.
him.
Yeah.
Very
Makes
good.
brown sauce.
Right. Everybody glossing over that one. Go on.
No, we're just speaking of Patreon, so technically it's a little bit of an announcement. But so next week, a bit of a spoiler, because we're not here, we're actually going to give everyone who's not on the Patreon a sneak peek of one of our Patreon exclusives that we did in person, which is a Hard City TTRPG. So that'll be a nice little peek behind the curtain for those, to give you a little taster to see if you want to get involved with the Patreon.
Absolutely. So yes, yeah, rightly so, calling that out. We are not here next week for a live stream. There will still be a stream, and there will be a few folks sort of hovering around in the background of chat just to make sure we're all engaging. But yes, we will be showing Hard City, the Saint and the Cinders, which had arguably one of the greatest finales I think we have had in a TTRPG ever. So go and look out for that. It was cracking.
Just to give you a
once we
bit of
got on board with the rules.
A taste of it. A pigeon will be seen. That's the
Yes.
only spoiler I can give.
And yeah, pigeons and I don't know. There's not another P word I can think of that works. But anyway, let's get into it. We have probably had another 2 or so weeks fly by since you were attacked in the Bastion. As it stands now, and thanks to certain antics going behind the scenes, the ground floor of the Bastion is pretty much complete. There are inner workings still to be completed, but essentially, for what you need it to do now, all of your ground floor rooms are available. I would like you all to describe to me what you've used, what you have spent the last 2 weeks doing. Masturbating is not an option. I'm just going to call that out right now.
Ever since we had the intruder, Lex will spend the 2 weeks in between other bits and bobs fortifying the security protocols and the entrances. So like cog level scanning of everybody to check for shadow magic, void magic, and all of that. With the arcane crystalline circle bringing across stuff with a teleportation circle. I said circle a lot then. I'm going to get them to help me fortify the entrances with like runic alarms and almost the scanners that you would get. So like airport level security for each entrance and exit. I want to establish that based on the fact that we're getting attacked because I don't want that to happen again.
Okay.
Amazing.
Suri would have spent some time. I believe we've got a reasonable number of militia guards. So he would have probably been taking quite a lot of time doing like martial drills with them, kind of talking through some of what Lex had been doing around the security, but also just making sure that they weren't just a bunch of plebs we found on the street and actually knew how to fort. Speaks. Right, that's me done. See you later.
They don't fight good. The most eloquent person I've met in a very long
jokes,
time. With the worst sentence I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I'm from buttfuck Norfolk and I could speak better from that.
We are like fucking 15 minutes in, guys.
Flip it.
Right, so do you want to try that one again?
Absolutely fucking not. That's about as good as it's going to get.
Where did we get
on,
to
Dave.
on the library and special books, and especially those from the Crystalline Isle?
Yeah. Well, in those 2 weeks that have passed, the teleportation circle, even though I'm giving up now, the teleportation circle has very much been constructed. It's contagious. And multiple items are being teleported in. I will say there is the beginnings of a library. Stop it, you lot. Fuck me.
Okay, so what Jewel would therefore spend the time helping with the library, with the build of the library, trying to find all the bits that we would be just because I do we have 2 libraries or 1?
We have 1 library and an archive, I think.
Good. Then it would be to curate. That's the word I've been looking for the past minute and a half. All of the books, where they're going, sorting them out, and trying to get them so that we do have the certain ones that we find might be extremely useful go to the archive, as well as all of my notes and Aegis's. If Aegis would work along with me, with Jewel, we'd both be trying to collate. Probably Lex has got some decent collection of notes as well. We want to start corroborating them all together. I think we also said that we would get some archivists who would be able to help with the sort of note taking, certainly of our own information into that archive. So I think she would probably spend a good majority of her time in the library and the archive.
Very good. Thank you for bringing this back on track, Dave. The other question I'm going to ask to Jewel is, at the end of the last session, Jewel collected something of importance. A soul trinket, or a soul mote, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, you did.
Is there anything you would like to do with that in the days that follow the attack before we then get into sort of the weeks? I think it lasts for a significant amount of time, doesn't it?
Yes, but it would probably be maybe like the next day or something that we would collect the group together, whether it's more of a downtime, not over dinner or anything, and it'd be like, so, Suri, you have not seen me do this before. Lex, I know you have. I have the soul, temporarily, of the individual that did successfully infiltrate us. I can ask them questions. I would like for you to know. I would like to know what you think would be the best thing for us to ask, and I am going to see just how many I could potentially ask. as I read my character sheet.
Do we want to ask him where Callum is, maybe? Or the last known sighting of Callum?
We could. Do we know that they have been sent by Callum?
I think that maybe we should be careful about the order in which we ask these questions.
Yeah.
If we start with who was it that sent you, and he doesn't say Callum or something that makes us suspect he would be, then that might then be a redundant question. I would be very interested to know what it was they were after. Codex pieces,
Apart
something
from just
else.
Potentially killing us.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to think they'd have to try
Yeah.
harder than that. It felt more like a heist, but
So I can ask one question.
Okay.
It is also likely that it may lie. As in, it is under no obligation to be truthful.
But if we tell him, we could lie to him and say we'll trap his soul forever. If he wants to pass over to the next realm, he must answer truthfully. Otherwise, the soul remains with us forever.
We could certainly do so.
I mean, if he's in league with who I think he is, like a necromancer and people who can bring back from the dead, him thinking we're going to keep his soul so he can never come back might actually be enough to scare him into being honest.
Very well.
how about we ask whether whoever it was that sent him was in league with the Shrouded Lord? As in, do we have...
It seems like we are fairly certain of that. I think that might be a wasted question.
I was wondering whether it might be useful to find out whether either one of them is not in league with the Shrouded Lord, or we have other enemies, but that's a fair point.
Yeah.
So
are we asking what his purpose was, or who sent him? Or are there others on the way? What's the bigger plan, maybe?
okay. What about? I was going to say, but it could well be that it ends up as two questions. Similarly to what you said, what was your purpose and who sent you? Could well be two questions, I guess.
Could you put a hyphen? Like when you make two words, one word? Is that a loophole?
Whoever tell us the name of the person who sent you. And no, because the "and" is the problem.
Just don't put a full stop when you talk. Just do it all in one breath.
How about something like, what outcome did the person who sent you hope for in your coming here?
I'm going to hope I remember that. It's not Jewel saying that, I don't think.
No, indeed.
Okay. So Jewel will grab the more recent moat that has been added, and she then closes her eyes, says, "Watcher, help me with this soul," and then she will seem to crush it. There's nothing there, but in doing so, it then flies out and looks like the individual.
Yeah, as you crush it in your hand, sort of light emanates out, and it's almost like a projection of the spirit of this dark elf of sorts, or pallid elf with very dark armour, exactly as they appeared the moments before, or in the moments before their death. Sort of slack-jawed, vacant expression, and one question waiting to be asked.
You were sent here for a purpose by an individual or individuals. Tell us, what was your purpose?
The head sort of raises up and meets your eyes again. There is a vacancy to the eyes themselves, which is unnerving. This is a soul that has been kept from death. A soul that has been held in that in-between state. There's almost a sense of malice in that look. There's a voice that echoes out in both Elvish and Common, but says the same words. Death. All the artifacts. The spirit dissipates.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sorry, it's before the break. 13.
30. Oh, there's a throwback to the last 3 weeks of Steve rolling like an absolute knobhead during the break, or before the break, I should say. With the 13, it's difficult to tell with a spirit as to whether they're being truthful, especially one that doesn't have any clear expressions. But that laugh at the end, if anything, just gives you cause to understand that they were more than likely being honest.
They wanted all the artifacts, and was it death?
Or our
Death or
death.
the artifacts.
Yeah.
Well, they just said death or the artifacts, so could have been theirs, could have been yours, could have been something else.
Yeah, so we could interpret that as killing us and nicking the Codex pieces, or if you don't get all the Codex pieces, don't come back alive, essentially.
Well, they did.
Job done, really.
Well, it was at least confirmation, I guess. Maybe I shall do this more often, if I can remember. For now, every one question after death will be useful to us, I guess.
I think there's a question here that's worth considering. I think we'd mentioned before that there may be degrees of self-interest amongst our more mortal opponents. If we try to think like them, for example, like Callum, who I believe already has one of the Codex pieces, if he were to come into possession of all the Codex pieces, would he be inclined to hand them over to the Shrouded Lord, or keep them for himself?
I wish that I could say that I knew Callum and that he would be subservient, but I guess we don't know him. We never knew him. So I don't know whether he would be willing to steal them all and betray everybody. I suppose that is in his nature. Or whether he is truly doing this for his master.
Well, what power could the Shrouded Lord give that the Codex pieces united could not? If the Shrouded Lord fears them, maybe they are more powerful than he is. And I just wonder whether there's something we can use in that to sow division.
I think
Very valid point.
I would find it hard to trust anything Callum says ever again, even if he says he's in it for himself. But I do think Callum is probably the way to go in terms of the person we'll probably have the most connection to be able to find, and then try and pick them off one by one. We need all of the Codex pieces first. So I think probably finding Callum makes the most sense. Or locating the amulet itself. We already tried to find Callum and he wouldn't let us. But I think the amulet itself we could possibly track or triangulate using the other Codex pieces, your scrying, and other magical means.
Or is there anyone who travels with Callum at all times? Does he have a...
Well, we don't know.
No. He doesn't have a cog or an Arbuthnot or
Yes,
anything
it
like
was
that.
us We were his travel companions. I
Yeah.
have to say it. Are we saying that therefore we want to see if we can find where this particular artifact is and to retrieve it? Look,
Yeah.
even if there is an option of finding out whether he would use them all, I don't think we want him to use them all. I don't think he's going to be coming back to our side to use it, otherwise he would have left. So I think it is definitely he's doing this for the Shrouded Lord. Perhaps he does not believe that they are all powerful enough, or maybe he believes that only the Shrouded Lord can use them and we can't. So that may be it. Either way, if he gets all his hands on all of the Codex pieces, that is because we are dead.
Yeah, and I think he is still
so it's not our problem.
He's probably still the biggest mystery left to solve. I think, like, we know Shadowthorn is in Thalisser. We know Klein and Leonora are in Rosingdom. He's the missing piece to our puzzle, essentially, I think.
True. But, Jewel, I think you're the most honest rogue I've ever met. I was not suggesting we offer to provide him with the other Codex pieces. But if we were to mislead him into thinking that we may be open to such, he may feel that he has the opportunity to take advantage of us. But if we're expecting it, we could maybe do something. And the other thing that I'm unsure of is, what is it that he wants, that the Shrouded Lord has promised that he would do all of this?
As you have just said, Suri, I am no liar. I am no good at it. I cannot deceive very well. However, I do feel like if we did try and play on his heartstrings, it would, at the very least, catch him off guard. Give him a false sense of security. I would be willing to try the naive little girl to him.
Yeah.
Or what if someone he had not met and wronged, who may come across as not a particularly convincing liar, were to appear to try and reason with him?
Or you pretend to betray us to him.
That is more likely because I believe that they will know that you are with us now.
There is substantial risk to me pretending to betray you, but if we were to in some way make contact and I were to try and push for a more reasoned outcome, would that get him talking? I don't know.
Oh, he loves to talk. He loves the sound of his own voice. But one thing I am not willing to do is give him a third chance. He's had a second chance from us, and look what happened. So whatever we do is just to lower his guard so we can take him.
Yes.
Could we perhaps stage that, Suri, you have captured one of us?
But like you said, he'll know. He knows Suri's with us.
Oh, I know. But again,
he knows
the double cross, if one of us is covered in blood, unconscious, and Suri throws us into whatever area, room, street we find him.
I just feel that may seem a little over-engineered.
Yeah.
Whereas
As a master of deception, I feel like it'll be hard to lie to him. So it's kind of got to be a half-truth, whatever we come up with.
Rather than attempting to...
That's why I go back to the naivety of myself, and I don't mean that in a truly detrimental way. I am a permanent optimist.
He is an arrogant man, yes?
Yeah.
Very.
So it would be easy for him to believe that someone he were talking to were too stupid to have understood the situation.
Correct. I'm not saying that we are intelligent enough to know the correct situation.
My point being, if I were to speak to him as a somewhat outsider, he would readily believe that I were open to giving him a fair hearing, and that he may be reasoned and talked around.
He would relish the thought of you trying, so yes, that may work. That is if we know where he is.
Well, that's the first job.
Yeah, I mean, our suspicions are Kedmere, right? That's the only place we know something's gone wrong, and we haven't had confirmation of who's there. So that's the theory.
From our past with the Serpent's Cloak, it is very likely that he was there. And could still be there.
So hopefully we can scry on the amulet using the Codex pieces, a combination of using the Codex pieces to track each other, and a scry. And then Star Touch Crystal maybe as well. Hopefully we can pinpoint where it is.
If we can do it, I think it is wise.
Yeah.
We need to know that we are ready, prepared, that we have everything, because the moment we know, we may need to go straight there.
So, do you think you'd be able to... We've got a teleportation circle.
Oh, as long as you know that we can get there, then.
I'm assuming there's one on the other side.
It's a bunch of chalk on the ground to me. I'm sorry. I still find it amazing that books arrived that way.
If not, we'll take an airship or something.
That would go smoothly. It's never gone wrong
Oh
before.
no, we'll press the montage button and we'll get there in no time.
I don't know if I can be bothered pushing a button.
We'll automate it. Get AI to do it.
Such a prick.
Yeah, so if you've got the power within you, Suri, to try a scry again, I'm thinking if we use the Codex pieces, maybe the Star Touch Crystal, so we're all emotionally in tune and we can all put something in to try and make this scry work on the Feywild Amulet. Because you haven't seen it, but we have. And the pieces want to find each other. So that'll then help your spell, I think.
Well, Jewel's artistic talents last time were really quite impressive. So perhaps we could draw a likeness, that may help.
Somehow
True.
Jewel blushes, so yeah, she will start drawing. With the incredible amounts of parchment and stuff I'm sure that they've accumulated with the library. So she will draw what we're looking for. I'm guessing that's going to need a roll.
And I'll help jog your
yes.
memory because I have the book which describes it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to simply ask for either a sleight of hand check or a performance check, please, Jewel.
Will Jewel get advantage if I help her with the description in the book?
Sleight of hand.
Yep.
Alright.
With advantage. This feels like grog dice territory. Come on then.
This whiskey's going down too quick.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Absolutely. 28.
Fucking hell.
Fantastic.
28. Perfect likeness of everything you are trying to draw right now, plus little notes and descriptions as you add it in. Sort of Lex comes in with a quill at some point, starts writing notes in the margin. It's catching.
Honestly, if you look at this thing, it looks 3D if you're standing directly in front of it.
Yeah, it looks like you can pick it up off the page.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
So I'm just finding the rules for scrying. So, does that count as... So that's picture or likeness?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's an object, so it can't make a save. So am I trying to hit a target DC here? We also have the Codex pieces which do point towards it, right?
Yeah.
In some way, or make us aware of it. So if we were to use those and the likeness as a way of trying to identify the location and then scry on the location...
Yeah, and if we're all trying to contribute to it, can we do that thing where we all roll and it'll either add or take away from your plus to whatever you roll?
It's almost like you were reading my mind, because I think everybody has at least one piece of the Codex here. So yes, your scry is less of a scry, but that spell is more of an anchor to what you are trying to do here. So, as with all of these skill checks recently, I am actually going to give you the option of what you choose to do in this moment with whatever object you have and how it feeds into this larger scrying divination attempt. And I will set the DC accordingly. And we will need 3 successes before 3 failures.
Does my drawing help with that? Or
That
is that
will
already
lower
been helped?
the
Cool.
overall. I mean, that can be your offering should you wish.
How about Jewel actually helps by looking in some of the books that we've got for how to combine 2 spells, which is one is like a spell that would bring all of these pieces together and use their power, and the other one is a scry, and it's essentially, she's not very good at the spells, but she is good at research. So can she find something that would therefore help Lex and Suri create like the drawings on the floor to create this ritual of merging 2 spells together?
Love it. Make me an investigation check, please.
Bum, 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 bum.
Talk to big game, Dave. That better be a big roll.
25, because that's
Come
a
on.
big roll.
25. You head off to the library, and it's relatively new, it's relatively disorganized, but there is a member of the Crystalline Circle there, and you basically explain to them, this is what I want. They hand you a book of basic magic.
Okay.
One of these basic wizard spell books, but there's a chapter towards the end which is very much around combining magic, combining spells for greater effect. Now there is a big fuck off warning in the right hand margin that says, warning, this is highly dangerous and can lead to mage blight.
I look at it and go, perfect, that is exactly what we want. And thank you very much. I will run off and pass this over to Lex. Lex, I hope this will help. I think we're trying to do some weird ass stuff with magic. It means nothing to me, but it does, by the description of it, be perfectly what we would need.
Okay. So I will then read that with the Codex pieces all out that we've got, and I'll just do straight Arcana then, if we're trying to combine magic.
Okay, so what are you doing with that Arcana check specifically?
So, I've got Star Touch Crystal. I've seen the amulet. He's now got a drawing of it, so I'm almost going to try and imprint my emotional memory using the Star Touch Crystal into Suri's head, whilst touching Jewel, who's holding the Abyssal Core. I've got the Celestial Shard and the Mortal Keystone out, holding on to Suri, who's got the braces he's actually wearing, and then try and channel from Jewel through me into Suri the essences or the magical power of the Codex.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Oh, fuck. Inspiration at all?
Let me double. Have I got inspiration? Have I? Fuck. That was a 1 for a 6.
Fuck.
So that was a natural 1.
Fucking hell.
Critical failure, which counts as 2
Ah,
failures.
fuck.
So we have one.
So we've got
success
1
to
success and 2 failures.
Yeah, 1 success to 2 failures as it stands. We need to get
So-
3 successes before we get to 3 failures.
Suri firstly looks over his shoulder. So what he's done is he's go out the basin again with water. He has wrapped Jewel's picture around the crystal ball and has submerged that into the water so that the crystal kind of unfolds beneath the crystal ball whilst under the water. But he also looks over his shoulder and goes, this whole emotional connection thing is very strange with you two holding hands. And yeah, turns to the bowl with the and I guess cast the spell, which is probably an integral part of this whole process. But he's trying to focus on the image that is beneath the crystal, imagining it kind of projecting through the crystal and up onto the surface of the water as just part of a wider picture.
Okay. Can I ask you to make me a spellcasting ability roll, please? What you notice is, as this is going on, Lex is sort of placing various Codex items and sort of around this basin, and then the Star Touch crystal just drops the Star Touch crystal on the floor as it then just ding, 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 slides away and has to run and scrabble off and get it and then put it back on the table.
I probably should have cast guidance on myself.
I mean, we've not heard the result.
So just a straight modifier, not spell attack.
Spellcasting ability modifier. Yeah, spellcasting ability modifier. Yeah.
17.
17. You focus in on that picture, and it's almost like within the crystal itself, you begin to see a near perfect representation of the Feywild Amulet itself, the butterfly wings that come out of either side of the crystal in the center. A crystal that radiates with prismatic light, essentially. Power begins to hum throughout this room now, and you notice a lot of the guards just very quickly turn around and fuck off out. Thank you very much for the raid. As this power begins to build, we just have our second success. We have one more attempt, or one more offering I'm going to allow in this moment. Who's it going to be? And what are you going to do?
Should it be a brief appearance from Edgius? As another Star Touch crystal person.
Yeah, I like that.
He could make a roll. Yeah.
Entirely up to you.
I think that makes sense because he would be there. He's there, obviously, in spirit, and
yeah. Well,
even if he just does a pep talk performance to make us feel better, or he tries to lend his own magic with a deep hatred of Callum. I think he could help give an emotional boost to the magic.
So here's maybe what I would say to this then. You've been attacked by creatures of shadow. It's clear that wherever you are going now, there is a touch of shadow, there is a touch of void to it all. I think Danny's just cottoned on to where I'm going with this. Edgius does have shadow magic himself. Maybe there's something in there you can look to use.
Yes.
Could he tap into knowing all of the areas where shadow magic is and kind of help that narrow down where the spell goes? As in, it's only going to go to
almost like a magical investigation. Do you mean?
Kind of like I kind of feel like shadow magic would be like, neurons of the brain where there's only certain sections of it and it's all interconnected and there's bigger blobs. So he's kind of in the network and he might be able to feel where those big hubs are, and that's where actually
hive mind.
Yeah, and so he actually then like taps in and almost provides his shadow magic to the spell we're trying to do as like the power source maybe.
Yeah, and because Edgius can also do scrying as well, he can channel it through his own ability to scry.
Awesome.
Because he has seen Callum and the necklace as well.
The necklace. There you go.
Although we're not scrying on Callum because he won't let us do that with the necklace yet. So if scrying is a
spell, or is it a spell?
He does have the scrying spell, yeah. So should it just do a straight charisma check?
Hang on, Steve.
Well, I was having had a nose through Edgius' spell list. Is there an argument here for potentially zone of truth? Because what we are trying to get to is the truth, and this is almost like a focusing in on the crystal ball and the scrying activity and forcing it to reveal the truth of what we're trying to scry.
So if he's using his magic, then I think the best roll that makes sense for him is probably then just a spell cast ability check, which is just a charisma roll, isn't it? Do you think?
With Zone of Truth?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Final answer? Lock it in. Edgius walks up then, the bones sort of clicking as he steps up, and he just puts his hand out, and shadow, almost like smoke, begins to just warp over this basin with the crystal ball in it. It becomes dark in this room. It's almost like the candles around and the braziers just dim. You've all made a point of making sure that fires burn brightly in every room so there are minimal shadows based on what happened previously. But here, right now, shadow is what is needed. And he channels that into this combination spell, this ritual. Make that spellcasting ability roll, please.
18?
With an 18. The prismatic light from the centre of the Feywild Amulet begins to glow. And it's almost like the darkness begins to recede. The shadow seeps into each of the other Codex pieces. And they too begin to hum and glow with arcane magic, with their own individual sort of magical glows. The abyssal core burns with that red light. The elemental seal with the multiple different elemental gems on it burns and glows with multiple colours. The celestial shard begins to shine that radiant glow, which forms a bubble around the four of you. The mortal keystone in the centre now flips onto its side and begins to roll around the basin and continues to get faster and faster and faster as that light then flashes. Suri, in your mind, you see a city built into a hill with a river flowing around it, and this city is coated in shadow-like mist that seems to just permeate through the streets up towards this central keep at the top of this hill. Multiple hills with pine trees sort of spread around the area. You can see some main roads which themselves are also awash with this shadowed mist. Your mind's eye zooms down to a sign. Just a waypoint, if you like, on one of these roads. And as the mist parts briefly, it says Kedmere. And the light dims.
Did it work?
Yes. I kind of turn and stand, kind of like just pat Edgius on the skull, and nod to him. I have 2 questions. Where is Kedmere? And what is Mage Blight?
The first one, I think it's... I don't know, I don't think we've been there before. The second one, we just need antibiotics. Edgy
I'm
just
going to
caught
ask
it
everybody
off,
to make me either history checks or arcana checks for that question about Mage Blight if you don't know what it is.
I caught it in campaign 1.
In character.
If it helps.
11 for Jewel. So
11. Funnily enough, Jewel knows fuck all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
24.
Nice. Suri's asked the
Edgiest.
question, so we're going to assume Suri doesn't.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know.
Edgy's got 13.
Okay. Lex, you are the only one that knows, and I'll let you describe to me where you found this information, and I'll also let you describe to Suri what it is, having had Ander experience it in campaign 1. Lex would know
So,
this
having
information.
nearly caught it when I pulled the orrery out of time and space,
Fair.
in my quiet time I researched what would have happened if I had have caught it. So it's essentially almost like a magical terminal illness where it slowly kills you, like how Blight does, but it impacts your ability to cast magic, use magic, and then you eventually just become a cabbage.
Yes.
I didn't even say that in. I didn't even say that in Lex's voice. Sorry,
I know, it's just purely in Danny's voice, but we get it.
idiot.
Lex
Idiot.
has this habit of when he's explaining something and goes pure logical, it just comes out British.
Yeah,
As
you
you'd
sound more
expect.
intelligent. Yeah. Although I've not exactly got Tom Hiddleston's voice, have I? Let's not mess about it. So it doesn't sound that posh.
His good looks, though.
Thank you for the lie.
Fuck off,
I won't
Steve.
insight check that. I'll choose to believe it is true.
Brilliant.
Right. Well, I guess there's a reason that I ask these questions after I've done the thing.
Yep.
Yes,
So-
you'll be able to sleep well tonight, knowing that you swerved that.
So you asking where
Yeah.
Kedmere is? Does that mean the amulet is in Kedmere?
I saw a hill shrouded in shadow, with a river that sweeps around it, and a sign that reads Kedmere. If that sounds like the sort of thing you might expect to find around Callum, and I can't imagine he's chosen to part with an item that powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not
not.
going to leave it lying around, is he? And so our hypothesis was correct. Kedmere is the only place where we know they've had a big scourge of shadow creatures and well, God knows what else, and that's the only place we haven't visited. It's got to be where. It's got to be it. I mean, it's more or less confirmed. We've got to get there
That
as quick as we
shadow.
can.
Would it have flowed from a portal?
Oh, maybe.
Well, then we need to go to close the portal anyway.
When we get there, I should be able to sense if there is one or
May-
many and close
May
them.
I also suggest that we go at first light? You all have spaffed your spells, and it would be best for us to go.
To be honest, if we're going to fight shadow creatures, going in the daytime is a good idea, just in general.
Yes. I'm just assuming we're doing this at night because it's creepy as shit doing this thing.
Yes.
It just fits.
For some reason, we're also doing a Ouija
Yeah,
board.
why not?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For no reason.
Yeah. Hence the lights are lit quite brightly as well around here.
Which I guess they kind of like, sort of were really dim and then all like burst back into full, candle flame after this spell finished.
What you notice, however, is as that radiant bubble begins to shrink, any of the shadows that were caused by the dimming of light seem to then stop at that bubble and recede back as the light returns. That music bit couldn't have been more well timed.
Yeah.
I plan
Very
it.
good. You do. What are we doing next then? Final thing, I think, before we break.
Jewel would be in the library again trying to help, but probably at this point, after something like this, would probably be researching on Kedmere, looking at books, just lighter reading than intense, but just conscious of the fact that she's basically just trying to fully tire herself out before going to bed. However, I do wonder if Lex was, to come into the library at any point.
Oh, I'll be helping you research.
At a certain point, probably when the archivist and the assistants move off or move away into the other library, Jewel would probably put down a book and turn to Lex. I don't know about you, I kind of thought that this was my naivety again, that perhaps finding a home here would have been slightly more calming and resting than the utter chaos that I felt that these past 2 weeks have been.
Yeah, I honestly, naively thought as soon as we set up a HQ, it'll be a stronghold, it'll be safe. I mean, we've invited everybody to come stay because I thought it would be unbreachable, and then within the first week it's been breached, but we've learned from that. We've fortified, and if anything, it's probably a blessing in disguise because now the obvious things we've overlooked have now been put into place, and it is now a proper stronghold.
Those magical entrances you made were inspired. Really good. So I do feel safer now that we have all of them up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take all the credit. I couldn't have done it without the wizards from the Crystalline Isle, but using my alarm spell as a basis, I think I landed a little bit.
You look around at this place, and we really came a long way from escaping on our heels from Thalyssa, when we are now surrounded by mages from the Crystalline Isle and the very best of Union City. Or
it's all coming a bit full circle, isn't it? I mean, I thought we'd never go back to Thalyssa, potentially, but turns out Shadowthorn is there, so...
I think I never wanted to go there again, and yet, apart from Kedmere now, I am so eager to return to finish what we started.
It feels like the end is so close, and yet we've got so much left to do.
Well, we thought that the end was going to come numerous times. And she looks up from her book now and looks over at Lex, trying to make eye contact. Lex, there's been... the elephant in the room. Look, when we got that Codex piece, I thought we were all going to die. I should have been more honest before that I had feelings for you. I never asked you if they were reciprocated, and I'm sorry for what I did. Of course, I care for everybody here greatly. In the moment, I just did not want you to not know. It was foolish of me.
Just to make sure I'm following, you're talking about when you kissed me and then dived the abyssal core.
Yes.
Look,
I honestly thought we were going to die, and quite frankly, Edgius did.
So, are you saying you only did it because we were going to die?
That's a very leading question there, Lex.
I'm still learning emotions and how to talk about them, but I suppose the only thing I could say back is, did I pull away? Didn't I kiss you back?
She starts to sort of not tear up. You can see that she's got like very glassy eyes. I don't feel like I can. Feels a little too hopeful to want to believe it right now.
I mean, this is the time where we need hope more than anything else, right?
Well, yes.
Like,
yes.
You're fighting for Stonebark, I'm fighting for my brother, my mom. Yes, we're doing it for the world, but we all know we're doing it for our own families.
No, damn right I'm doing it for Stonebark and not the rest of the world.
Why not do it for each other as well? That just adds more motivation for me, if anything.
Do you worry that you would be more afraid of what is happening on the battlefield to each other than caring about the end goal? Because I don't know I would be able to heartlessly fight on if I knew that you needed help.
Ah. I've saved your soul once before. I can do it again.
That is why I have not wanted to, apart from that time, make a thing of it. I hoped that maybe we can, in the future, if this all goes well, then maybe I can be truly honest with you. Until then, I don't want to give you hope, and I don't want you to give me hope. And maybe that just... but it's what you just said. Do we not need hope right now?
I mean, I'm happy to talk about this and go at it at whatever pace you want to go at it. But just know that I fight for you harder than I fight for anyone else.
She puts her hand on yours. Same.
And that's all we need to know. We can figure the rest out as we go.
Thank you, Lex. I've always admired your just straight talk about this.
I mean, I'm actually... It's unusual to think... I'm doing it more than more, but I'm thinking with the heart instead of the head. But this is, I think, the right combination of both. We don't want it to be too much of a distraction, but at the same time, we can motivate each other to win. And have something to look forward to. A potential normal life.
What's one of those?
I don't know, I've never had one. But it'd be nice to figure it out.
Then I would love to find it out. If you die, I'm gonna kill you.
I think I understand what you mean. Okay.
She'll open up her book again and carry on reading, but she has a distinct smile on her face.
As the sounds of pages flicking echoes now throughout a library which falls...
I mean, anyone else in the
warmly
library can
silent.
audibly hear Lex's heart through his chest, I think, at this point.
Well, Lex doesn't sweat, otherwise there would be beads of sweat just coming down the temple. But
That's why he looks so calm under pressure. Otherwise, he would be
generally.
dripping.
In this moment, then, as those sounds of pages turning flip, and Aegeus wanders off to the north of the city. He stands before that great gate to Kumo Ryu and looks back and just whispers to the wind, "Go do what you gotta do, guys. I gotta do something else." And just wanders up the shadowed path. And that, my friends, is where we will move to break.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for the raids. Lovely to see you all here. Love that little bit of RP towards the end there, Dave. So thank you very much for that, and Danny. Very good. Yeah, we're not gonna beat around the bush too much. We're gonna go for a break. Gonna come straight back and get on with some more chaos. So yeah, see you in a few.
I love mini eggs.
Heyo.
Hello, internet.
There's something to come back to. Hello, internet. I love mini eggs.
The only thing that, from Easter, that should be sold all year round for me, mini eggs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I agree.
Top tier
Very
confectionery.
Good. Yeah, if you can't tell, we've been talking about chocolate and other things and cream eggs, because I ate one during the break, because I'm that level of person. Anyway.
You put it all in whole, and then took it all out seductively, and then put it all in again. Like a cream love egg.
Good God.
I mean, if people donate 50 quid, I'll do it on Patreon. Fuck it.
Hang on, let me just get my card out. Apple Pay.
Right.
I mean, I
back to
flirted
the
with Dave. I
chaos,
might as
then.
well watch you suck off an egg.
Hang on, Steve's feeling left out here.
Steve will get a finger
Strangely,
on Malt Magic
I'm
Road.
not.
Steve's questioning his life choices. Like, what?
I mean,
Why did I join this bunch of idiots?
Exactly included in all of that as I'd like to be. Maybe a bit more than I'd like to be, because I know about it.
Very good, then, my friends. You have your destination. We come to the end of this 2-week period following the attack on the Bastion. The defences are up. You now have... I'm trying to think of the words now. You now have sort of levels and layers of defence before people get to the Bastion. In fact, the walls that surround the main staircase up the cliff face to get here, as there is only one, are reinforced. There are guards that patrol that particular ridge line or hill line, if you like. The waterfall itself forms part of your defences as well. At one point during the 2-week period, you get a message back from Brom, and he sends a druid to aid in your preparations with a report that Dryamere is ready. This druid communes with the waterfall. Not only does the waterfall itself become slightly more ferocious in nature, but a number of water elementals are imbued into it.
Ooh, very nice.
Come on.
That druid then heads on their way back to Morse Tacy or Dryamere itself and the wider region. Things are starting to progress quickly. However, it's rumour time. Each of you is wandering the city at various points on various errands. Jewel, you sort of wander through the lower tier, heading towards the Jarl's Hearth, just going to go get sort of some ale and check in to see how they're doing. There is a whisper amongst the patrons of the lower tier of Union City. You've heard a lot of reports of battles in and around sort of the northern eastern regions, heading up towards some of the dwarven kingdoms up there as well, but also around Kedmere itself. The attention has sort of focused in on Kedmere a bit more, given your knowledge. You see a couple of sort of tieflings chatting, just sort of leaning up against a wall. You heard about Kedmere? You heard about them battles? Fucking horrific. Bodies going missing after battles. Even when people are when do we say we at this point? When we're victorious, even when we win, it's like someone's harvesting the dead. Fucking creepy, if you ask me. Lex, you head up to actually across to the Sky Docks. At one point, knowing that there is a number of mechanical items that have been delivered specifically to help you with your alarms and your defences in the inner bastion, if you like. And as you do so, you hear a couple of sort of sky captains conversing with each other. How goes there? Aye, not bad, not bad. Flew over the northeast, so it's a bit dark there. I tried to dock and well, almost got blown out the storm. Almost. But, I don't know, there's strange folk. Strange folk up that northeast. We didn't stay very long. It's almost like there's now a staging point there for whatever this is. In fact, I've just said to the portmaster we're not going to be heading that way no more. I'm going to be avoiding those airways, if you like. Stick to more southern shores.
That's where Rosingdom is, isn't it, northeast?
It is indeed. Suri. You spend some time actually in the middle tier, sort of wandering. Again, you sort of head over to the Elven Tavern and just ground yourself in familiar folk. But even the elves there begin to whisper. There is knowledge now starting to come out of Thaylissa. How is unknown at this stage. Did you hear of those strange anomalies on the island near the gate cities? Bizarre. They say there's like almost time anomalies. They seem to spike near these strange tears of reality. It's almost like an anchor, so they say at least. So glad we're here and we've got this, what were they called? The Danger Prevention Agency to protect us? Or at least guide. Oh. Anyway, did you see that boar back there? The conversation continues on. You all regroup, ready to head out. So my question to you all now is, what time of day are we going? And where specifically are we trying to get to? If you need, we can always bring up the map, just so you know.
How long would it take us to get to Kedmere from where we are?
I think that's key.
To get into Kedmere Kingdom itself, to get into the region of Kedmere Kingdom, it is one of the neighbouring kingdoms to Union City and to the region itself. So that would probably take maybe a day at most. To get to Kedmere, the capital city of that kingdom, is going to take a little bit longer because you need to get to the central point of that kingdom. So you're probably then looking multiple days, edging on weeks, if you like. In fact, I tell a total lie there because I forgot my own map. Kedmere is down towards the south there.
And just to clarify, just to make sure we're not being stupid, the vision we see was Kedmere the city, not Kedmere the continent, Kedmere the kingdom.
Well, there was a sign pointing towards the city, as Suri described it.
Good.
I mean,
it's like you don't want to go to Washington and end up in Seattle. Do you get what I mean? Rather than DC. That's all I'm thinking. Yeah.
Well, I've heard actually the entire opposite is true. But
go Seahawks.
Presumably, if we start getting near and it's not daylight, which I think is something we'd like to arrive in, we can slow our arrival. So it seems like kind of as soon as possible, potentially maybe pre-dawn, so we're less... Are we going by airship?
I was going to say, are we going airship?
I've assumed it's going to be airship.
So if we're going by airship, I would assume we would want to probably try and get a pre-dawn Shadow Fleet type excursion so that it's not well known.
Unless we want to ask... Sorry, Steve, go on.
Well, I was going to say, is we do that, and then as we get nearer, ask them to slow down so that we're arriving in daytime. Do we want to try and, in some way, misdirect people and appear to be getting... is it worth us booking ourselves in some needlessly public way onto some other transport and then getting a pre-dawn. I just
Because what I was thinking is, if the Crystalline Isle are there, they might know of a teleportation circle they could send us to in Kedmere, considering they're the teleportation people, the wizards. And we could then book ourselves a skyship to Thaylissa as a decoy.
Yeah.
So,
The one danger there, I suppose, is that the circle is within the shadow, but then neither Steve nor Suri really knows how much of a problem being within the shadow actually is, so maybe that's not a problem.
Also, how do we get back?
Word of Recall is one of our
thing at a time.
Bastion abilities.
Fuck my life, that's brilliant. Okay, there we go.
Excellent.
You're welcome.
Okay, so do we ask one
Hang
of
on,
the...
just to rules lawyer myself. That might only be when we have the Sanctuary, which we haven't leveled up for yet.
Oh,
Let's go
hang
very
on.
quickly check.
Let's check that. 'Cause
So
that
I might be
does-
talking at the side of my face there. I might be too soon with that one.
If we don't
That's why I
have
wanted
that, I think it's
Sanctuary, so we
airship.
could have Word of Recall.
Yeah, I think we have to go via airship if we don't have that option.
Yes. But if we have a teleportation circle
Yes.
and we get sent to another one,
Yes.
we should. It might be within the realms of possibility. Why would we Why would we put one in our Bastion we can't use? So we must have learnt how to use it.
Sure.
That's canon. We can use them. So yeah, we could just go back whenever we want.
You are right, Danny. Sanctum's level 17 feature.
Yeah. Okay.
Joking aside,
Shit, I'm afraid then.
do we actually do teleportation circles work for anyone regardless of their magical prowess?
So what you're saying is somebody could then invade our place.
Well, that as well, I guess. Well, no, because they have to know it. They have to know the circle
Yeah.
to get to it. From my blinkered memory of it, but what I'm saying is, could Jewel be like, oh, I know where I'm going. As long as I draw it, I go. Or is it not that you have to have a wizard draw it to get us to then that specific circle?
Could we commission our friends to make some scrolls of teleportation, which would allow us, I believe, to use teleportation circles? And I think Lex should be able to read them because I think they're on the sorcerer spell list.
That would be cool, and I think that works. And then maybe we therefore get ourselves there.
We're not short of funds, so
Yep, teleportation circle is a spell I could prepare. So yes, if we had spell scrolls, I could use them.
Bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, there's quite a few that can use teleportation circle. It is a 5th level spell. So I will say you have to spend 5,000 of your hard-earned gold pieces.
How much do we get
to
from all of our
teleportate,
other
or
stuff?
2
with the
scrolls
Bastion?
of teleportation circle.
Okay, hang on. I'm just updating the party inventory.
We have 125,000 gold, so I think we'll be okay.
Bear in mind, some of that needs to be spent on the Bastion and should have been spent on the Bastion.
Cocaine and hookers. That's all we're spending.
All right, I'll take another 8 gold off for the Bastion.
Excellent.
Just want to point out, we borrowed
you
a beholder to do an awful lot of the tunnelling, so it should have been quite cheap, really.
Touche. We got cheap labour in from over the wall.
And Lorendrax is still in the cliffside somewhere doing who knows what at this point.
He's having
Kevin
a
the
wonderful
Eyeball,
time.
yeah. That's
Why is it
Amazing
always
stuff.
so?
So,
In
armed
Daggerheart,
with-
we've got Kevin the Tall for Josh's character, and then we've got Kevin the Eyeball. It's always Kevin.
One of us needs to be Kevin in campaign 3.
Yeah. In
Yeah,
campaign 3,
yeah,
can we all
yeah.
have normal names? Like you be Dan, I'll be Dave. Steve can be
I'll
Matt.
be Steve. Oh, wait.
That'd be a great lineup. Hi, my name's Steve, and I'll be playing Steve, the tiefling
Hi, I'm
Fucking
Stephen with a
Dragon
V,
Soul
and I'll be playing
Sorcerer,
Stephen with a PH.
It is with a PH, you cheeky sod. I didn't grow up on an estate.
Stefan.
Stefan with an F.
Stephen. It's all fun and games until Bodhi plays and we get sued by Black Isle.
So I'm going to start calling you Steph now.
Very.
Brilliant.
Ah, very good. So we are still getting the Shadow Fleet then, or a Shadow Fleet skiff.
I think
No, we were spending 5,000 gold on teleportation scrolls, weren't we?
I believe.
Or is that to get back though?
yes.
Well, I mean, how many do we get for that?
You get 2.
Oh,
So one there and one
me.
back.
This
One there, one
economy,
back.
okay. Well, yeah, but they're quite expensive, and we might want to go somewhere else and get back quickly. So
Yeah,
maybe
so if
we
we
do get the
keep the
Shadow
2,
Fleet there.
We've
Shadow
got
Fleet
Use,
there.
wizards
take one with us as an emergency ship.
Yeah.
We need to get home.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
actually,
we've
to be
got
fair, I
wizards who
reckon
can
between
send us
us,
there. So we don't need to use
Well-
one to get there. The wizards can send us there, and then we can use one to get back.
but between us, we're probably strong enough to carry 2 scrolls amongst the party. So actually, there's no need to leave one at home. But Lex, as you're the person who can actually cast them, do you want to add them to your inventory?
Yes.
But in terms of planning, we do some fancy, clever misdirection that my brain is not capable of at this point on a Monday, and then get a Shadow Fleet airship to Kedmere, and then if we need to get back, we use the scroll as a shit or bust, or if, as I'm sure things do, go swimmingly, we can get an airship back as well. But we've then got the get out clause.
Okay.
So I'm worried actually if we send a decoy airship to Thaylissa, we actually don't want Shadowthorn to know we know he's there. Actually, do we know he's there, or was that just a cutscene and I'm fourth walling it?
We don't know he's there, but we have now got the gossip that Thaylissa has now got some time shit going on. We need to get back there.
Yes, thank you. I
I've
was fourth
also
walling it.
just
Sorry.
looked. You can have 4 spell scrolls because we are in a high magic economy. They should be 1,500 gold pieces each. So because I'll bring that price down for the high magic economy.
Fuck
you can have 4 spell scrolls of teleportation circle for 5,000 gold.
Fucking hell, you are typing loud.
Oh, good. Okay, it's picking that up as well, is it? Right.
Sorry, it's not that loud.
Mental note: sort out my mic input, and/or don't use a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, I've got the same problem with the mechanical keyboard.
Sorry.
Yep.
That's right. I've seen a
Is
mechanical
yours-
keyboard that actually looks like a typewriter, and the ting thing is the enter key, so you can actually go.
You sure that's not
That
just
would
a typewriter?
just be horrendously
No, it's
inefficient.
It's a Bluetooth keyboard for your laptop, but it would annoy everyone in the office, which is why I want one.
I did see one which had keys that looked like they had been carved out of bone, which was quite tempting.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
You look like
there's a
serial
lot
the
of
killer.
devil's keyboard.
I send a lot of really shitty emails, and I feel much better sending them on that. Anyway,
Very good.
I love
How are we
being
getting there,
petty
folks?
on
What are we
my
doing?
bone keyboard.
Okay, so can we ask some of the mages if one of them could send us to anywhere close?
The same mage, then, that has sort of helped you identify that book, Jewel. You sort of wander off and find them because you're not sure where the others are. They look to be one of the just standard mages of the Crystalline Circle. If anything, they were probably one of the librarians at the Azure Pillar. And they just sort of look up. Long, sort of sweeping red hair, if you like. And as they flick it back, the elvish point of an ear. Male mage just looks to you and... teleportation. Yes, I'm rather good at that. Do you have a circle?
We have a circle here. Is that what you mean, or do you need a destination?
Yes, if you've got something that's already made, it just makes life a lot easier and just makes the spellcasting simpler. If you have a spell circle is what I was trying to get out there.
We do have a circle.
Lex is going to spurkle on Jules' face.
I love it when we break, Steve, because it happens so rarely.
That's why we're getting cancelled. Spurkling. Oh,
There's going to be a whole extra section on the terms and conditions on Twitch soon.
Christ.
That's going on Urban Dictionary.
Stop it. Fuck me. Yes. So, spell circle, and yes. I'm assuming you have a location in mind?
Yes, we wish to go to Kedmere. I don't know whether you need anything more specific than that. We don't have anything more specific.
Kedmere. It takes out a little book and begins flicking through it. And it's actually a flip book, so they just sort of...
NG21 postcode.
A little outside, if possible.
Well, I was just about to say, actually, there is a stone circle about 8 miles out of the capital city, so to speak.
That would be good.
Sounds
I think
perfect.
we want a sort of... Perfect. I'm sorry to ask you this, but I think it would be great if you could send us the crack of dawn, if that's okay.
It'll save us combing the kingdom if you send us as close as possible.
Point of inspiration, Danny.
We've got the title again.
We set the precedent. I'm going to keep going with it. Yes, well, if it's dawn, then it's dawn. I'm being paid to be here, so yes, I suppose whatever goes. Not quite whatever goes. I don't know. I've seen that skeleton. He's into some lewd activities, but...
Oh yeah, don't ever do what he asks you to do. No.
If he's ever covered in lube, run the other way.
Yeah.
You said that with so much of a strange face, it's taking me a minute to process.
Oh, we've made our Bastion sound like P. Diddy's house now. That's not what I wanted.
So, yes,
I'm
dawn tomorrow,
no
absolutely.
anatomist.
I will be...
I'm no anatomist, but the pima is not a bone.
The Pima.
But, more confusingly, the coccyx is. Don't touch either of them.
The mage just stands there and goes, I'll see you at dawn.
Thank you. And
He's putting in for a transfer.
The sending stone comes out. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you sending me to this fuckhole? Anyway.
Right. I think we reconvene, at dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Is there anything anybody's doing specifically to prepare at all, or anything
I'll just
you
send
want
word to
do
Cavern and tell him what we're doing while he's with Mara.
Brilliant stuff. A raven comes back relatively quickly from that, and just sort of opens its beak, and in Cavern's voice sort of just reiterates that the Bastion will remain well protected, and that Paragon will see the city through any darkness.
I guess off what Suri suggested, and probably with Suri's help, Jewel would probably say that they would try and get quite loudly book passage to somewhere close to Rosendam. Maybe Greenfell, which is the clearest city.
Yeah.
So it would probably be like, right, just to try and, if there are any spies in Union City, that we would make it obvious we're going there.
I think Suri would unsubtly say whilst doing that, you need to be quiet about booking this. We don't want Klein to know that we're coming.
Of course
Captain...
not. Yes, I will make sure we Yes.
Captain Rook Vale, the sort of one of the captains that's been allocated to one of these shadow skiffs, or whisper skiffs as we will call them from here on in, sort of looks inquisitively at you both and then... Yes, well, passage, of course. Not a problem. Lighter, ready the ship. And then Rook just leans in. We will create illusions for you.
Thank you. Pay a little extra.
Takes it, shakes your hand. We will see you in the morning. Very good. Lex, anything you're doing specifically to prepare?
No, I will just be going through spells that I haven't used very often. That will be useful. So, like, making sure I'm nailed on with portal closing spells, my portal closing abilities, my portal sense. I'm kind of going to be mentally preparing and almost meditating on my portal powers, as it were, in preparation for what I might find in Kedmere.
Excellent stuff. We get to the following dawn after a night of good rest in each of your respective rooms. I'm assuming everybody's in their own room. But yeah, in each of your respective rooms within the Bastion. Dawn arrives. There are gentle knocks at each of your doors as guards sort of say now it's time, and you collect your things, head over to the teleportation circle. With very little effort, this mage inscribes some runes following this book that they've got, tells you to step inside, and then casts the spell in a blinding flash. You are gone from Union City. We swoop across the continent to about between 5 to 8 miles away from the capital city of Kedmere. Even here you can smell a sea breeze atop a hill amongst a very, very hilly area of the continent. You appear. Around you are the fallen stones of an old stone circle. This circle itself is quite clearly older than the stone you stand on, with more fresher etchings and inscriptions into it, which is the teleportation circle. Even here, tendrils of smoky, shadowed mist reach out. You look down your current hill to another which raises up. You see a river that bends round, and in front of you is a city that rises up in a similar fashion to Union City, but almost Mott and Bailey style, or the seat of Rohan, if people are familiar with that as well, where the keep is right at the top and the city itself comes down the hill around it. In the dawn light, as the sun just peeks around the edge of one of these hills in the distance, you see shadowy tendrils just laying fat and heavy across this city. The road is clear. What are we doing?
Now we're closer to Callum and the Feywild Amulet. Do any of us get that pull that we've had previously when we're close to a Codex piece?
Everybody, yeah, give me an Arcana check, everyone, please. I will say, Lex, seeing as you've attuned with these more often, you can do so at advantage.
Oh. Thank you.
Well, we're after the break, so that was a 19 on the dice for a 21.
Hey!
Nice.
There we go.
22 for me. 22 for me.
22.
And a phenomenal 7. So if you want to let me know, I'll tell them.
Hey, that's good, buddy.
Brilliant.
That's a good roll for Steve.
Yeah.
He's buzzing with a 7.
My dice only goes up to 8. I'm happy with a 7.
So between Lex, you feel that familiar pull. Suri, on the braces there, I imagine you've still got on unless you've taken them off.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like you can feel your arms lifting slightly. It's not enough to actually move your arms, but there's just that subtle, almost like magnetic feel to it, being pulled towards this city.
So I'm walking like a fat man.
Not necessarily.
Like a
it's just-
thunderbird.
you just kind of feel it. You can resist it.
We're definitely in the right place. Can you feel that? You feel that it's almost like a magnetic pull.
There's definitely something.
I have felt that every time we're close to a Codex piece.
One thought.
Only one?
Per day. Won't he feel that several times more?
It depends
Only
how
if he
well
knows what he's looking
attuned.
out for. Yeah.
Well, that looks gloomy and uninviting. I can provide us with a little light, but I don't trust this.
I wonder if you all agree. Perhaps I stay a few feet away from the two of you, trying to be as invisible as possible. It would do.
Don't stay too far. And I would like to cast Pass Without Trace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, she puts
Well,
her hood up anyway.
All I will say is,
I mean, I think Jewel's going to disappear into another timeline with this stealth check.
Literally just putting her hood up, and she's like,
Okay.
What she got?
Without rolling, bearing in mind because I have reliable talent, and with Pass Without Trace, that means I have a 35. Without... It's minimum 35.
fuck.
I'm going to smash everything I own up. And rolling at disadvantage, get a 21, and neither of those were above a 10.
Nice.
All right.
Lex, Danny, you're about to say something before the rolls happened, but you
I was
probably
just
do
gonna
a stealth
say-
check in just a second.
Don't actually go into the shadows. Please.
Okay. 40.
Fuck me. Nobody can see Jewel. Like, the gods lose track of her. Even Death has no idea where the soul's gone. Like, Jewel is just so invisible.
The watch is just going along and going, wait, what?
Playing third edition all of a sudden. What? 40?
Yeah, so 15 plus 15 plus 10.
Oh, wait, Jesus.
Holy shit.
So I look at Lex and go,
then.
that was more for us.
As everybody's just going, where the fuck is Jewel? Even Cog with True Sight can't see Jewel right
Oh,
now.
no. I left Cog at the Bastion because he's scanning everyone as they come in.
Nice.
Very good. So you've now essentially turned Cog into Moody's eyeball in the Ministry of Magic, just wedged into a door somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like a ball oracle.
He's essentially a ring doorbell at this point.
Very nearly there.
Ball Oracle.
I was going for bollicle, but
A bollicle. Cog the bollicle.
We are
Cock and
such
bottle.
children. I love it.
We must make clear there's no children involved in anything we say and do on this stream because children are not allowed. If you are a child, fuck off.
You've been warned. Get off my lawn.
You have. That was the dad voice came out there.
Yeah,
Very
leave.
good.
Go and talk to Uncle Jeffrey.
Anyway. Very good. I'm assuming then you begin to head down this very clear road towards the city of Kedmere. Then.
Oh,
As
sorry.
you
The other thing that
head
I would have
towards-
done. Sorry, quickly. I would have also cast. Daylight. I'm going to go on with on the blade of my sword because I can sheath it if I need to, but just in the hope that it gives us a little light.
Okay,
As and
that
when we
will
need it.
counteract the stealth, of course, but I imagine you do
Well, no, I'm
sheath
going
it.
to. Yeah, it's sheathed until it's I need that because I feel that's stealthier than us feeling like we need it, and then me saying a spell out loud.
Oh,
Yeah, very good. So you,
I will also cast aid on everybody.
Ooh,
And considering I
thank you.
don't really have any 8th level spells, should I do it at 8th level and give us all 35 extra hit
Oh
points?
my good lord.
25.
Let's do that. I'll cast aid at 8th level, and that's an extra 35 to your hit point
35.
maximum.
35.
but last year I had 36.
That's like wearing a full 7th level wizard as a meat shield.
I have 181 hit points.
181.
Can we just go back to that connotation, please?
Oh, good lord.
Going into battle with a nerd strapped to your chest.
Right, so what's Suri's HP?
What's Suri's HP? Am I now the tank?
146 now.
You are now the tank.
Although I have an armor class of 11, so hopefully maybe not.
Yeah, no, I've got
That's
a skill
probably
on
why you've got high HP then. Very good.
Because I get
You,
hit a lot.
as a group of 3, begin to head down this road then. It's not very long before you start to see the first houses appear on the very outskirts of this village. It probably takes you an hour at most before you reach the actual edge of the city itself, where you start to see the beginnings of walls. What you notice as you sneak, and none of the commoners around sort of recognize you, is wherever people wander into the mist, there is just a lot of people coughing.
We're not in the mist at the moment.
You avoid sort of these tendrils as they
Okay.
weave through.
Um,
As you get
you,
to the city,
you guys both
however-
here, and
Go
you
on.
have no idea where it comes from. How do we find him now?
Can we try and ascertain a direction with the pull we feel?
Oh, yeah, because Jules actually didn't feel that because she's such shit at magic.
Can I also please lean into Lex
it's in the
and just
sea.
go, how well do you know Kedmere?
I've never been here before.
First time.
Where'd that come from?
Bugger. I don't know Callum as well as you do, but from what I have seen, he's an arrogant little shit.
Yeah.
So where is the most self-important place in town?
The castle.
Palace, a cathedral, castle.
I'm guessing that we very clearly, as you say, at the top is a very...
Yeah, at the top
Yeah.
there is this. It's not really a castle or a keep. If anything, it looks like a fucking huge hunting lodge.
Yeah.
Is the mist
but big
around
as
it, or
well.
is it outside of the mist?
The mist sort of... So it's almost like... Do you know what? Make me a perception check,
Is that collectively, or
if you want.
14.
certainly do?
14.
Oh, there we go again. 32.
Oh, nice.
Jesus Christ.
22 for Jules, so...
You beat Jewel on a perception check, which is incredible. Suri and Jewel, you would notice, as Lex almost says that question out loud, that it's almost like the mist itself seems to emanate from the keep and down and bleed outwards. It's not outside of it. It is the source of it.
Is it obvious with our current view and perception rolls that we can get into it without hitting the mist? I assume no.
Not a chance.
Is there any sign of armed guards, patrols, or does it feel a little bit like the mist itself is oppressing the city?
So the latter part of that, absolutely, as you pay closer attention with your massive perception check there, or really high perception check, you do see a number of guards wandering around. But again, as they wander around, there is...
Right, so they don't seem like they are above or beyond this. They seem more like they are guards of the city just going about their business.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I suspect that in some very strange way normal life appears to be taking place around here. So either we approach that and kind of like gestures towards the huge hunting lodge, or we find some way to call him out.
Can Jewel see just what seems like a very average person trying to go about their day, maybe like in one of the, like the side passage or something, side alley?
Yeah. There's plenty of commoners around. What you notice is that this, the city itself, the folk amongst the city, primarily there are a lot of humans around here, with other races then sort of scattered in. It feels like this was once primarily just a human settlement that has then grown from there.
Okay. She'd like to just go up to one of them and go, "Excuse me, could I, I'm sorry to trouble you." Hi?
What? Sorry. Am I hearing things now?
She'll lower her hood and then speak to them.
Oh, fuck my life.
What is happening here? What is happening in the city?
Sorry, what do you mean, what is happening?
This strange mist. When did it start?
Oh, you're that new.
We literally just arrived. I fear we may have made a mistake.
The mist, some months ago now. This could be great for the podcast listeners, I apologise. As they continue to cough, then they just sort of explain that the mist descended months ago, but ever since then people have been getting sick. Progressively worse.
I take out a drawing, the drawing I did with Callum, and I go, "I don't suppose you've seen this man?"
No, not that not that I can put a finger on, at least. Lots of people come and go, or at least they did.
Cool. Do I believe them?
Maybe an insight check.
17.
17, yeah. Doesn't seem to be any dishonesty there.
Thank you. Look, stay safe and...
You're welcome.
it goes without saying, I think try and avoid the mist.
Easier said than.
No, I
A
get...
tendril of mist floats along now and almost catches you in this moment, Jewel. I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Natural 20.
As the
For a
mist
20.
sort of washes over you, you instinctively just hold your breath for a moment, as then it seems to roll past you. No effect.
I guess that I... Did I get any sense of what it might have done to me? Did it feel like weird, tingly, necrotic? Nothing?
Saved,
Just
so no.
fine. Okay. I rejoined the other two with my hood back up. I shall make another stealth check if you want.
The hood goes back up. Yeah, absolutely. Because you have been revealed.
Yep. I can't quite believe that was another natural 20.
He gone.
So 4.
She gone.
5.
She gone.
Yeah, she gone. Yes. I can't think of any more like synonyms for Jewel being that stealth or metaphors or similes or any of the like. She's just gone.
She is the mist now.
She had Jewel is stealth.
Look up stealth in the dictionary. It's just a picture of her.
It's just a
It's
picture.
just a blank page.
Very good.
Oh, it's just a blank page. Sorry.
Your dictionary
Very good.
goes missing.
Fantastic. From that, then, are you going to creep up towards the keep? The lodge?
How big is this keep lodge thing?
Fucking huge. Like, you see the buildings that are dotted around. This thing is easily 2 to 3 stories high and at least as wide, if not wider. But it looks like, as I say, it looks like a gigantic hunting lodge. Take a hunting lodge and increase it by 4 times, essentially.
Would you say it was more or less than about 600 foot across?
I'm going to say it's probably... do you know what? There or thereabouts. Off the top of my head.
So, if we were, I don't know, within a mile of it, and anybody here were in any way capable of casting Storm of Vengeance, it would be an about appropriately sized target.
So much for pass without trace.
Look, we got
Now
it.
it is.
Just thunder.
Well, no. So
Storm clouds begin to just...
I'll drop into characters. Lean into Lex, because I've still got no fucking idea where Jules gone. Do we want to assault a fortified position or try and flush him out? Or at least get his
don't think-
attention?
Yeah, I mean, getting to him in there looks like it's going to be impossible.
Let me put it another way. Do we want to fight him?
100%. Yeah,
Then
I want to kill him.
let's wake him up. And with that, Suri would look towards
Fucking awesome.
the hunting lodge and sort of stare at the central building and kind of look up some distance from it and start in druidic muttering to himself and bring the bracers up and like channeling his magic through the bracers, just then bring them down in this like tearing motion and cast Storm of Vengeance.
storm clouds instantly form above the lodge, as I will now call it from here on in. Rain begins to fall instantly. You hear the sounds of thunder. Steve, any other effects you want to add?
Well, I mean, firstly, as soon as he is done, he would be reaching for his shield and his sword. Daylight would drop on the sword, and he would be readying himself for whatever comes out of there. I think the flavour in terms of the storm, it's briny rain. It is like being caught in a storm at sea. It's got that slightly greater viscous level to it. It leaves a kind of rime on your skin, and the wind has got that kind of undulating howl and rhythm, as if it's like skipping across waves. And as that is forming, Suri dons his shield, pulls his sword, and just stands with this look of absolute readiness in terms of, you can come out or I can come in.
Amazing stuff. As daylight then glows, this radiant light chases back the shadowy wisps, forming a ring now around you. Anybody of the commoners that are caught within its radius, with its shine, a glow comes to their, what you now realise was very pallid skin. And then stepping out of a shadow, a commoner walks towards you with purpose. And as they move forward with each step, it's almost like a piece of an illusion falls away. Dark, shadowy armour forms. An athletic figure with these boots that look like they are made of black bark. A black whip forms in a hand as this diamond white hair flows beyond, down the back of this person and out in a long, high ponytail. Leora Wind Whisper stands before you. Looks like you wanted somebody's attention. Well, you got it. She's going to crack out with that whip. She is going to aim towards your sword, Suri.
I did not expect Leora, I'll be honest.
I didn't.
Is going to be a 17 to hit.
She can eat a dick.
So, as that shadowy whip, this like shadow vine-like whip, cracks out towards you, you raise your sword, lift it up. She brings the whip back, and then just grins. I've been so looking forward to this one. And with that, my friends, we are going to close episode 108.
Come on! What a fucking killer!
Ready to go into episode 109 with a bit of a bang. So yes. There you go. Love that Storm of Vengeance.
Yes. Well done, Steve.
Great shout at the end there.
Amazing way to do that.
Fuck the stealth. Let's go in loud and proud. Yeah. So yes.
I imagine
Next
that Jewel is probably
run.
like on the top of one of the roofs. You know, no one can really see this, but her cape is like being absolutely caught by the wind and like flying off to one side, and she's just looking down at what is transpiring with Suri standing there, very obvious, and Leora in front.
Amazing stuff. Well, as we close out on this scene there with our hero stood with his radiant aura, and a creature or a person that almost seems to have stepped out of shadow, and with shadow wreathing around her as armour almost. That is where we will close. Next week, as we've said, will be that Patreon exclusive, no longer, run of Hard City, the Saint and the Cinders. So just to give you a sneak preview, or not even a sneak preview, give you a full preview of what you can catch on our Patreon channel, because we are away next week, we are going to give you Hard City, which is a sort of almost an indie TTRPG, if you like. There's a couple of books by the same publisher. I've got another one which we're going to try at some point, which is, I can't remember the exact title, it's Through the Hedgerow and something. So yes, enjoy that. We will be back in a couple of weeks with episode 109. But until such time, my friends, stay safe. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.